lot of leisure boating over probably the last sort of 10 to 12 years, and we've always followed the marathon boats and really enjoyed that. And then about 3 or 4 years ago in the World Marathon, I had the opportunity to sit in the navigator seat of U75, which was Kevin Hyde, and yeah, we managed to get the NZ3 sticker that year, which was good for the World Marathon. Did that for a couple of seasons, and we sort of got the bug from there, really. Me and my navigator Mel, we'd always talked about it and then never done too much in depth, and then all of a sudden a few boats popped up here and there, and then that particular boat came up in CX, which was the class we would be interested in if we were ever to do it. The mass start was a bit of a concern to me because I've never done one of them even in the navigator seat, but to be honest it was actually relatively enjoyable. We didn't get too wet as I was expecting it to be. Boats sort of spread themselves relatively good. The top 4 CX boats were all battling pretty evenly. On the Waitaki we had a plan there just to try keep it tidy, as it's a river that you can't afford to touch the bottom. And lucky enough it sort of went to plan for us. We had a relatively tidy run up and down on all 4 legs. So the Waitaki was interesting, and once again a bit nerve-wracking with irrigation channels, etc. You always get told about them and to avoid them, and I know sitting in the navigator seat of the bigger boat, we've been in there a few times, managed to get through. But luckily we didn't have that issue, but we did on the downstream leg. We went fine for the start, and then we had a fuel pump issue, which was a major for us. We probably were parked up for 10 minutes just watching boats go past as we were trying to sort out some wiring issues. Yep. It was a very long 10 minutes. A job that could have been probably fixed in 5 took 10 because it's all rushing.
What's up?
Fuel pump. Just a fuel pump wire. We just need to join these fucking wires and we're away. Just broke a wire. Alright. And as every boat goes past, you know it's a position you've lost. And also the cut-off was in the back of our mind. We didn't know whether we'd actually been there 10 minutes or 20 minutes. So it was hammer down from there on in to see if we could get there before the cut-off. After day 2, I think we'd worked our way to 2nd position. That drama on the Waitaki put us back near the back of the field, and then we had to chip away again. But there's a lot of CX races and other races that will have the same story. The Waimak. Yeah, that's a great river and also a very challenging river. We pre-boated that. We found that pretty good. The bottom section was nice and still braided in good conditions, and once again reasonable pressure waves as you got up towards the gorge, which we haven't had a lot of experience with the race boat, so that was always in the back of our mind heading up, in particular on the first leg of that day. The last day on the Waimak was a good day. We actually pre-boated it in the morning, just had a quick spin, and that was actually very lumpy too, so that was a bit of a concern also. But when we actually got time to race it 2 or 3 hours down the track, the river had dropped a bit, and it was still, you had to be careful, but it was better than we expected, but just hard to read with water everywhere. There was the 2 boats of ours, Craig Robertson and myself, that finished all legs without any mishaps, but that is the rules. If you do have a run aground, etc., miss the cut-off time, you're still in contention for your class, so those rules are there for everyone, and everyone has their days where they need that. I'm enjoying the driver's seat. It's definitely more challenging, and yeah, probably a bit more pressure on your shoulders, not just for you and the guy beside you, but also the whole team of people supporting you. We managed to get the 2nd piston boat home overall, which was great, and 2nd in CX, and we also managed to get best presented boat and team, which was great for the guys, and they deserve that for all the hard work they put into it. Where to from here? Yeah, the new calendar's come out for next season with a race down south, the Waitaki and Dark, so that's our kind of boating, very challenging, but it'll be good fun. And then, yeah, see what the next marathon brings and continue from there.